everyone, today I'm gonna tell the story of how I almost died. It's my version, so this is not a copyright. Well, let's get into this story. It was just a normal day. At school, as I was at my post in the morning, my neck and shoulders started to hurt out of the blue, and I was pretty tired but never felt this tired. I asked my friend Gabriel if he was feeling tired at all. He responded no, but then I just decided to ignore it for the rest of the morning. As soon as the bell rang, I began to hurry back to my class. Before it started, when I sat down, my neck and shoulders were still hurting, so I gave my shoulders a massage. When 2 hours went by, I felt like I was overheating, so I asked my teacher if I can head to the nurse, and she then said, yes. When I went to the nurse's office, I explained what is happening during this morning. I decided to call my mom and tell her the issue. She told me if I was able to make it during recess, and I said maybe. I then rested in the nurse's office for a few minutes and went back to class. When I went back to class, my neck and shoulders stopped hurting for a while. I was confused why it has been hurting for almost 3 hours. When we were about to switch classes, it started to hurt again. So I instantly asked my teacher if I can go back, and she allowed it. Once I ended back at the office, it got worse. So I called my mom again, and she came to pick me up. While I was resting, I felt myself overheating and my hands were shaking. I was kinda terrified what has been going on with me. Once my mom picked me up, I was feeling a little fine. But as soon as I got in the car, I instantly fell asleep. I thought I was probably tired, so I stayed asleep the entire time. My mom said she was gonna visit her friend to get her nails done, since she does it like every 2 to 3 weeks. When we arrived at the apartment where my mom's friend lives, we got out of the car and went in. When I sat on the couch, I only stayed on my phone for 10 minutes or so and then fell back asleep. I would always be on my phone until it would die, but I never felt like this in my life. I knew something was up with me. Once my mom got done, after like 2 hours, I finally woke up. But I felt dizzy, so I went to drink water and got my shoes on. Once I put my shoes on, I was looking for my phone. Once I got my phone and my headphones, my vision started to go black. I slowly walked around the apartment. And then my mom asked if I was okay. I slowly turned and looked at her, looking lifeless, like I wasn't there. It felt like I had no energy at all. My mom walked up to me and put her hands on my shoulder, asking the same question. Then suddenly I lost my balance and collapsed to the ground, passing out for 15 minutes or longer. I heard my mom calling my name as her friend called 911. My mom tapped my face many times, as I would open my eyes, blinking constantly and passing out again. Her friend was very worried, to the point where she almost forgot her address. They didn't expect anything like this to happen. I slowly began to wake up, completely looking around as my face looked pale. My mom asked her friend if the ambulance and the fire department were on the way. Once I slowly sat up, I sat back down on the couch, confused what happened, and I still felt like I had no energy at all. I heard the fire department and the ambulance already here. I knew my mom and her friend was worried. I heard my brother and sister saying they were scared. When one of the firemen came in, they made sure I was okay, and my mom explained what happened. My mom said when I picked her up from school, she said that her neck and shoulders were hurting, so she would normally be on her phone a lot. But she just went to sleep the entire day. And when we were about to leave, it looked like she was looking for her phone. So I asked if she was okay. And she was walking around like she was drunk. Then she looked at my looking completely lifeless, like she was not there. Then she suddenly collapsed into my arms, unconscious. After my mom explained, they took me to the hospital, and they had to run lots of blood tests. They put these sticky things on me to make sure I was breathing correctly. I was looking at the monitor for a while. I knew I had to stay the night there. I didn't know how serious this really was. They ran so many blood tests. The next day was the day I left the hospital. My grandma and my uncle came to visit me for a while. I was happy that I didn't have to stay here any longer. When I got back to school next week, my friends were worried and hugged me really tight. I was glad to be alive.